Hi, this is Buckley. We're here at TechEd 2011 here in Atlanta.
Hey, so we're here at TechEd and sitting here with Buckley. Christian, tell us who you are, what do you do, who do you work for?
Okay.
Justify your existence.
Well, it's a broader,
it's a tall order.
Religious philosophical discussion. But yeah, I'm Christian Buckley. I'm the director of product evangelism at Exceller, as you know. What does that mean? Evangelism can be a number of things to different companies, different people. So I have a good blend of product management. So I spend a lot of my time helping build out our migration and feeding feedback into the migration and administration side of things. Exceller does two things, which is administration and migration software for SharePoint, specialized in SharePoint. So the company's based out of just outside of Boston in Woburn, the Woo in Massachusetts. I'm out of the Seattle area. In fact, as of this next week, I'll be based in Building 25 on the Redmond campus
Very
at
nice.
Microsoft, so moving into the Microsoft Partner Solutions Center.
Oh, that's excellent. So you work in the partner sphere of SharePoint. In a sense, Rackspace very much in the same world. But let's not talk about what our products actually do, but let's just talk about what we're really passionate about, and that's SharePoint. And we were having a conversation before, but really let me ask you the question, and that is, do you see SharePoint as an application that is unique in the enterprise, or is it one that should fit into existing enterprise policies and procedures and governance?
Well, see, I don't know, I got stuck on the beginning of that. It's like, I don't see it as an application in the enterprise. I see it as a platform through which other applications can be surfaced. Now, a lot of those applications reside inside, are part of, they're native to SharePoint, but I mean, I see it as really that, I do believe in that whole platform model. It's not just marketing for SharePoint, but that you can go and you can take your enterprise applications and have them surfaced through, whether it's an intranet or an extranet or an internet, a public-facing website. So it can be like the one place, the single place to go to be able to access your back-end systems, your transactional systems, as well as a place to have other internal tools like project management tools, HR tools, supply chain tools and systems, all through this one interface. And
so I mean, that's a lot. SharePoint does a lot, has the ability to do a lot out of the box, can be extended as a platform to do an amazing amount for an enterprise. So when somebody who's interested in SharePoint, do you recommend that they look at the product spec and find a way for it to fit into their organization? Or, I mean, let's take this from the angle of, let's pretend that this person watching this thing has no idea what SharePoint does or limited ability and trying to figure that out. How do they get into SharePoint?
Well, that's, it depends.
Like the SharePoint answer.
That's right. It depends. I mean, for some folks that are, they're not sure what it is, I mean, you certainly can go in and sell people again on kind of the package, out of the box. I always phrase it as the vanilla version of what SharePoint is and what SharePoint does. And that sells a certain number of people about it. But I think that my background being project management as a business analyst as well, is to take the approach of understand what the business problems are you're trying to solve first. So you don't go in, and I often ask this when I'm presenting, I ask people, it's like, what are you trying to do with SharePoint? You get a number of hands that go up and people say, well, I'm trying to extend collaboration. I'm trying to build like a single version of the truth. I'm trying to, have a library of my contents. Like, those are all true. Everybody's trying to do those things. But what are you trying to do for the business? What specifically you're trying to do
and what is the business
enable?
asking for?
Right. And because I think, again, this is that business analyst perspective. You're trying to solve business problems. Your goal at the end of the day is not to deploy SharePoint, but is to solve business problems.
That's right. Too many people. Go ahead. Yeah, too many people just try to throw a tool at a business problem, if they even understand the business problem. Usually it's they see the shiny toy and they throw at it because they want to force feed a technology that they think will make their customers more better.
Right. It's it's one of those hard discussions that you have where is it better to ask someone what what they want and features, or is it before they've seen the technology or after?
Yeah.
If you show them the technology, then they're going to skew all their thoughts about what they need based on what they've seen.
Yes.
But that's also going to limit like their understanding of it and what their visibility into what the technology does to what they think that they need versus. First start with the business systems, the business process. I'm a big advocate of use cases of modeling those things out just visually, so you have a clear understanding of what is the scope of what we're trying to do. Then you can better answer whether the technology is the right technology or if even technology is the answer to that.
Right.
I mean, the reality is that it's a hybrid of those two things. You get the information, you show them some of what can be done.
Yes.
From that, they refine their idea of what it can do, and you extend it. And the other side of that, and I think this is a secret to SharePoint development as well, is that it is an ongoing iterative process, not a go and build it once the right way the first time.
Right, because it doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist. There's no way to plan for it. So if I hear you right, it's listen to what the business needs are, as opposed to what tools and toys do they want,
right,
or do you want to throw at them. And then second to that, and we never really you skirted around the question before, how do we apply SharePoint in the enterprise then, from the perspective of existing management guidelines, from the existing, let's call it a records retention policy?
How do
I define a records retention policy based on what SharePoint can do?
So again, that is such a big question, and there's so many different factors there.
I want to debate you.
If you have an organization that has another platform, and the decision has been made to move to SharePoint, the reality is that all of the features that you may have in this other ECM world, they may not all be there in SharePoint.
That's right.
And so some of the times you have to make a decision weighed on, can I live with 70-80% of the functionality by going with SharePoint, or do I need to stick with this? And that's why it's about the business issues and that problem, not making decisions solely based on, the stack, on the technology itself.
Right.
So that's a hard decision, and there are trade-offs to that. And there's no right or wrong. It depends on, culturally, that what the change process is within the organization, whether you have the ability, the capacity to go and extend. One of the huge benefits to that, I think, helps answer that question, is there's such a powerful, large partner ecosystem out there that there are a lot of where there are gaps in what SharePoint has natively, there are partner solutions to kind of fill that in.
There are. So I think, if we're going to take anything out of the conversation, it is IT pros, you have to talk to the business. In fact, IT pros, you should be taking your direction from the business.
Right. It's a business platform. It's not a technology. It's for the technologists. It's a business platform, and the business should be driving how SharePoint should be applied. The technologist will come in, the IT pro, and the developers will say, here's what's possible, here's what's not possible, but it should be based on those business decisions and the business needs.
There you go. All right. Welcome to SharePoint. IT pros talk to your business. Business, you guys own the IT pro, but they will execute for you, getting the infrastructure and the tools in place to enable your business to be successful with the platform that is SharePoint. All right. Thanks, Christian.
Thanks.